Last Sunday was Father's Day, and someone posed the question to me, how did I feel? What was I going through? Um, I guess in reference to everything that occurred with my father, his passing, the death of my brother, and whatnot. How I feel is my father was what he was. He was who he was. And I can choose to forgive him. I can choose to see past everything that went wrong and understand that life done something to him too. He was somebody's innocent baby at one time, and then life happened. Nobody wakes up on a beautiful Sunday morning and decides, I'll be a crackhead today, or a slut, or whatever. Whatever medicine people reach for. We don't make those decisions. Life kind of makes those decisions for us. Unfortunately for my father, he never found his way back from the darkness, from the pain, from the medication that he reached for to mask the hurt that he was feeling for whatever reason. How I feel about my father, how I choose to feel about my father is this. Um, I must have been, I don't know, 4 years old, and my parents were out of the house. I don't know if it was work or whatever, but we were with the nanny. The older children and the nanny were watching The Exorcist on TV. And I was scared. I remember wanting to get to my room so bad, to my doll and my teddy bear. But the thought of what I had seen on the TV and going down that long hallway in the dark by myself, it was too much. So I sat there scared, trying to fight tears because I didn't want to be teased by the older children. And my father came home and he picked me up, and he used to call me Chusum. Chusum, what's the matter? And I said, I'm scared, Dad. That lady's head spent around and whatever. And he told me, that's just TV. That's not real life. That's not what happens. Baby girl, what do you want to watch? And I said cartoons, which made everybody laugh. And back then we didn't have the Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon, so cartoons were like a weekend type situation. So in the middle of the night, obviously no cartoons. So everybody thought that was funny. But he took me to his room and he flipped through the channels until we found something that I wanted to watch. It wasn't a cartoon, obviously, but he done that. And he held me on his chest until I fell asleep. And I will never forget that. And when I think of my father, that's the father that I choose to think of, my hero, my savior. That's the father I choose to think of. In fact, he asked me in a conversation we had before he died, what did I think of him and how did I see him? And I told him the story that I just shared with you. Some people may not understand. It may anger some people. I love my father. I've always been a daddy's girl, as weird as that sounds. Even saying it, it seems weird with everything that happened. And for the longest time after my brother passed, I didn't want to feel or think about the good memories with my father. I didn't want to see him in any type of light. I felt like it was a betrayal to my brother, that I was supposed to be mad and I was supposed to hate him. But I was not doing myself a justice, holding on to that. That was my father. I loved him. My brother loved him. That's why he was there when everybody said he shouldn't be. And I get that. I understand that feeling, that thought of if I love him, it'll make him better. My love will change him. It will save him. Who's to say it didn't? I don't have a heaven or hell to put him in. And when my brother died, and my brother, he was what he was. He done what he done. I don't paint people out to be angels because they're dead. My brother done a lot of wrong. I think in the end that he saw that and he tried to right his wrongs. But a lot of people had negative things to say. A lot of people talked about a lot of things they didn't have any clue about. And my response to that was, whatever my brother was, or whatever he wasn't, his dues were paid when he hit the ground. And what the hell is anybody mad for? So, in all fairness, I have to feel the same way about my father. Whatever he done, whatever he didn't do, his dues are paid. He's in God's hands now. Who am I to judge? Literally, who am I to judge? And that's just how I feel about that. I don't. Oh. But yeah, to answer that person's original question, I love my father. I still love him. I always love him. I pray that he found peace. And that's that. And I have a right to love him and to see the good and to have the happy memories, because there were a lot of them. I mean, he was, again, who he was. Bad was horrible, but good was fantastic. And so much of who I am came from him. He taught me so much. From the smallest to the largest of things, he taught me so much. He was a brilliant man. And you know, again, some people might not understand it. It might sound crazy. I never doubted his love for me. He had a problem. But that problem didn't stop him from loving me. It didn't stop him from loving my brothers and sisters. It didn't stop him from loving my mother. God did it not stop him from loving her. His idea of love was different. But it was love all the same. Somebody posted on my timeline under one of my posts that they would, go to the courts and petition the courts to have their last name changed. They wouldn't carry the name of a monster. I'm proud to be a newbie. I'm proud that my father's blood runs through my veins. I love who I am. And he had a lot to do with that. So, I don't know. I was just thinking, I just wanted to kind of share that and maybe, get a few things off my chest. I'm tired of feeling guilty for loving my father. I'm tired of being judged for seeing and holding on to his good. I cannot do anything about his bad. I cannot change it. I can't fix it. I can't undo it. It was what it was. What happened, happened. But I love him. And you know what? It's okay to love him. It's okay to forgive. It's okay to hold on to the good. And that's my decision. I am my father's daughter. And again, I just hope he found peace. And more than that, I hope that anybody under the sound of my voice right now can find peace with the people that they still have. How much of a shame would it be to let anger keep me up at night over somebody who is dead and resting in their grave? My father cannot harm me anymore. He has no power over the remainder of my life. God has that power and I have that power. And I don't know if this is even making sense. I just needed to get it out. Yeah. I love my father. And I'm proud to be Jane Newby Jr. That's it.